The Oak Island team, having just finished extending the garden shaft down to a total depth of 106 feet, was met with a significant discovery. This opening could be the offset chamber, a long-speculated anomaly. Another anomaly was identified at the northern tip of the swamp, possibly the Jack Adams box. Jack Adams had once approached the team's father with news of a metal target in the area. For centuries, Oak Island has kept its secrets hidden, but today, the puzzle pieces are finally coming together. The long-lost treasure, buried beneath layers of mystery and speculation, is no longer just a legend. With breakthrough discoveries, compelling evidence, and the latest technological advancements, the team stands on the verge of uncovering what could be the greatest find in history. That reason alone made further investigation worthwhile. One of the anomalies detected could very well be that metal box they had been searching for. Jeremy's survey revealed something extraordinary. Deep red hues on his conductivity mat indicated a high metallic presence, precisely what they had been searching for. The team theorized that this could be the infamous Jack Adams box, long rumored to hold valuable artifacts. The data suggested a metal target buried deep within the swamp, aligning perfectly with historical accounts. With excitement building, the team knew they were closer than ever. The eye of the swamp, once dismissed as a natural formation, was proving to be something much more. Years ago, a mysterious rock formation hinted at human intervention, and now, with Jeremy's findings, it was clear that a man-made structure could be hiding something of immense value. The evidence didn't stop there. At the Money Pit, the team's sonar scan of borehole L15 revealed a massive void 150 feet below ground. The images confirmed an enormous linear cavity, far too structured to be a natural formation. As the sonar data processed, one thing became undeniable: they were staring at a tunnel, a man-made tunnel. The discovery of this tunnel was game-changing. It stretched far beyond the borehole, suggesting a passageway leading to something monumental. Signals to the east and west indicated solid material, possibly wood, or a disturbed chamber, further supporting the idea of a hidden vault. The excitement was electric. This wasn't just another anomaly. This was the breakthrough they had been waiting for. The treasure was within reach. The sonar data was carefully processed and prepared to be shown to Rick and Marty for further analysis. Meanwhile, on Lot 10, another stunning revelation emerged. Ground-penetrating radar scans confirmed anomalies beneath the northern face of the swamp, precisely where Fred Nolan once speculated that Oak Island had originally been, to separate landmasses. One map depicted all of Nova Scotia, which was intriguing on its own, but it was the French map from 1347 that truly raised eyebrows. Words in French, surely that meant something, right? Maybe the French were here before anyone else. Who knows? The fact that these maps featured words like anchor and valve only made things even weirder. No one really knows what these words mean in this context, but one thing was clear: they just added to the island's ever-growing list of questions. The Laginas and their crew knew one thing: whatever they were dealing with, they weren't backing down. Standing near the old hatch, the team realized this was about more than treasure. It was about finding something buried deep in the past. Tracing old maps to find the next clue, the crew's morale was surprisingly high, even if they were struggling to make sense of everything. It wasn't just about finding treasure anymore. It was about solving the problem of Oak Island. And the deeper they dug, the more they realized that whatever secrets the island held were most likely underground. The treasure might have to wait, but the quest to understand the island's history was just as captivating. That's why their attention kept turning back to the Knights Templar. Could they have built a castle or a fort on Oak Island long before Prince Henry Sinclair ever showed up? Could that fort still be there, hidden beneath layers of dirt and time? To get to the bottom of this, the team set out to find the strange hatch. They believed that comparing the old maps with current satellite images might finally give them some answers. If they could find a match, a specific landmark that lined up, it could lead them straight to the hatch. Rick was a bit skeptical. Zena's findings were fascinating, but he wanted more proof. The team had to make sure they weren't being led on a wild goose chase. With Oak Island's long history of misleading treasure hunters, they couldn't afford to make any mistakes now. But despite any doubts, the crew knew they had to keep going. They moved their search near Dave Blankenship's house, comparing Zena's old maps to new satellite images. It was a tense moment, but things started to fall into place. The old maps seemed to line up perfectly with the island's current shape, borders, and features. But then came the real kicker: a bright spot on the map. Was this the hatch? The Laginas couldn't believe it. After years of searching, They might have finally found something substantial. If they could get to that hatch, who knows what they'd find on the other side. Data suggested a massive buried structure, potentially a man-made dam system constructed centuries ago. If true, this could explain why the swamp was created in the first place to hide something significant. The theory was no longer just speculation. The radar results provided concrete proof. The pieces were aligning perfectly: the mysterious box, the man-made structures, the underground void, and now the confirmation of the swamp's true purpose. It all pointed to one thing: the treasure was real, and it was right there. With permits on the way and excavation plans in place, the final chapter of Oak Island's mystery was about to be written. The centuries-old hunt was no longer just a search, it had become a recovery. The treasure was within their grasp, and history was about to be made. The team returned to the southern border of the swamp, determined to follow up on previous discoveries. Over the years, several ship-related artifacts had been found in this area, some dating between the 15th and 18th centuries. However, the most shocking discovery was a piece of ship railing that dated back to the 8th century, raising questions about who might have been on Oak Island long before recorded history. As the excavation continued, a curved wooden structure emerged from the mud, its shape suggesting it could have been part of a ship's keel or runner, designed to protect vessels on landing on shore. If so, this could serve as further proof of maritime activity in the area centuries ago. Deeper digging uncovered a wall of wooden planks arranged both horizontally and vertically, matching an earlier claim by a treasure hunter who believed a man-made structure was hidden beneath the swamp. If true, it could mean the swamp itself was artificially created to conceal something valuable. To better understand the find, a geoscientist is called. An examination of the surrounding sediment reveals a distinct red layer, the same material found beneath an ancient stone road nearby. This suggests a connection between the two structures, possibly dating back hundreds of years. The team believes the swamp was once a loading platform with a stone road leading to a hidden vault. This theory gains traction when they uncover an ancient map hinting at something buried beneath the island. Calling in Zeno, a helper, they examined two maps, one dating back to 1179, proving Oak Island was known long before modern times. A mysterious marking labeled Rodin suggests a link to Henry Sinclair's 1398 expedition and possibly the Knights Templar. Theories of pirate treasure, lost manuscripts, and Marie Antoinette's jewels have swirled for years, but the Templar connection remains strong. With cryptic engravings on Zena's maps, the team gathers, believing they may be closer than ever to solving the 229-year-old mystery. But it wouldn't be Oak Island if there weren't obstacles, right? The team quickly realized they had no idea what this hatch even looked like. Was it a metal door, a stone slab? They had no clue. They were about to have to get really creative. Jack Begley, always the hopeful optimist, noticed that the bright spot on both the old map and the satellite image represented a hole, a literal hole. Could this hole be where the hatch was hidden all along? It was enough to make even the most skeptical among them feel a thrill of excitement. Rick and Maudie had a heated discussion about their latest find. Both were eager but had different ideas about what this meant for them. They couldn't ignore the possibility that the hatch could be a link to some of the island's wildest treasure theories, whether it was pirates, raiders, or ancient knights. But no matter who originally buried the treasure, one thing was clear. The Laginas were determined to find out what lay hidden beneath the island's surface. Maybe, just maybe, Zena's maps would be the key that unlocked everything they had been searching for. So the hunt for Oak Island's questions continues. With each step forward, the Laginas and their team find themselves deeper in a labyrinth of clues, traps, and unexpected discoveries. They face challenges they never imagined, and every small victory just pulls them in deeper. It's the thrill of the chase that keeps them going, the thought that maybe, with the next clue, they'll finally be able to unearth the truth. It's a never-ending path that's pushed them to the brink, both physically and mentally. But as long as there's another hint to follow, they're not about to give up. The team, having discovered a lead, knew that the path ahead would not be an easy one. They braced themselves for the challenges that lay ahead, as there was no guarantee that the hatch would yield the answers they were seeking. Nevertheless, hope was something the Lagina brothers carried with them, and it kept them driven. They decided to investigate the surrounding area more thoroughly. After all, they couldn't afford to overlook anything, especially at this stage of their search. The maps showed a bright spot in the area of interest, but they still didn't know exactly where to start digging. The crew set up their equipment and began the laborious process of excavating the site. This wasn't just about moving dirt, it was about uncovering history, unearthing clues, and pushing the boundaries of what they understood about the island. With every shovelful, they hoped to get one step closer to revealing something that might finally make all of these years worth the struggle.